All right, Devin, thanks. WDSU Investigates is digging for answers after an explosive indictment of a former New Orleans inspector.
Sources say Mayor LaToya Cantrell and her Chief Administrative Officer Gilbert Montano are implicated, accused of accepting Saints and LSU tickets worth thousands of dollars. So the big question, is this an ethics violation? WDSU investigative reporter Aubrey Killian live at City Hall with the answer. Aubrey.
Hey, Travers. So, of course, it is important to note that the mayor and the CAO for the city are not accused of any crimes in this indictment. But one expert that I did speak with, he said if the accusations are true, they could be in violation of policy.
If all of that is true, then yeah, there looks to be a violation of the state ethics code.
Stephen Procopio is the president of PAR, a government watchdog agency. Prosecutors allege that Randy Farrell accepted bribes to let unlicensed electricians work on hundreds of New Orleans homes. Prosecutors allege Farrell wanted a high-ranking city employee suspicious of him terminated. Sources say he worked with his business partner, Fouad Ziton. The indictment alleges in 2019, Farrell bought Mayor Cantrell Saints tickets, a lunch at a steakhouse, and a new iPhone.
There's certainly enough there to look at this. And if I'll say if someone receives tickets from a prohibited source, then that would be a violation of the state ethics law.
According to the indictment, not long after, it's alleged that Farrell met with Mayor Cantrell at the steakhouse. Farrell sent Ziton a text saying the expletive is gone. It's also alleged that Gilbert Montano asked Ziton to get him tickets for the 2020 college football national championship game in the Superdome. The indictment says Farrell paid about $3,600 for those tickets.
I think from a citizen standpoint, I think that goes an extra mile in terms of violating at least the spirit of ethical behavior.
Political expert Ed Chervenak weighing in on the accusations.
He's a major player in the Cantrell administration, obviously, and he's basically fit the pattern of taking tickets, taking something of value. Now, we don't know whether he offered anything in return or not, but it still gives the perception that there's something untoward going on behind closed doors.
Is that appropriate, what's alleged in the documents?
You don't want your public officials taking gratuities, taking things of value. You want them to be guardians of the public trust.
And Gilbert Montano says that he is disappointed that he is being implicated, and he says there is no accusation of any wrongdoing, and he's never been approached by law enforcement. He wants people to note his integrity and history with the city of New Orleans. Mayor Cantrell has declined to do an interview with us. Farrell's attorney says they plan on entering a plea of not guilty. Back to you.
All right, Aubrey, thanks. And today, New Orleans City Council members, they're reacting for the first time since that indictment was handed up.
WDSU investigative reporter Cassie Sherm at City Hall with what they had to say. Cassie.
Well, guys, so here at City Hall, no one is wanting to comment on who those public officials are, as they weren't officially listed by the feds. But what they are willing to talk about is the possibility of tickets being allegedly given out here at City Hall. Now, this is one of the alleged crimes listed in the indictment, that Randy Farrell gave free tickets costing thousands, allegedly, to two public officials in hopes to remove a city employee. Now, our sources tell us those two public officials are Mayor LaToya Cantrell and CAO Gilbert Montano. Now, we spoke with Gilbert Montano Friday, and he said it's common knowledge at City Hall that free tickets are circulating. So I asked the council members here today if that's true. Have you heard of tickets flying around here at City Hall?
Nothing. The idea that any elected officials, any appointed officials receive anything of value for people doing business with the city, it is illegal.
I personally have never been offered Saints tickets or anyone given me any Saints tickets, not to mention that you really, as an elected person, you can't accept tickets like that because of obviously the ethics laws that we have in Louisiana, but no, I have not.
Now, I'm being told that other city employees here at City Hall may have been using some of those free tickets as well. I'm still looking into it, but we'll continue to dig deeper. Reporting here at Council Chambers, I'm Cassie Sherm. Back to you.
Developments